Alright, hey Math 140, let's take a look at quizzes. So, you get 2 attempts on a quiz. So let's say you've done your suggested homework and you come into a quiz and you're looking to take your first attempt. Okay, so here's quiz T1B, my first try, so I'm going to click start this assignment. Okay, here you go. Here's one of those instructor notes I was speaking of. Don't forget to hit submit at the end of the quiz. You have 2 attempts. Your second attempt will only show you the questions and so forth. So look for little details there in the instructor notes on this assignment introduction page. Start the assignment. And here we go. If we take a look at this, the idea is here is just like suggested homework questions. It looks like we have 12 questions. This first question here, I can go ahead and solve that. That's going to be 3. That's going to be 9. So the answer is going to be 3. And I go on to the next question. It doesn't tell me if I got it right or wrong. I'm just going to go ahead and take a stab in the dark, and I'm going to say -8. And I go on to the next question. We'll do a couple more. How about 3? Just gotta open up the box. 3. Oops, that's not a 3. That's a 3. Number 4. Alright, and I have no idea, but I'm gonna say -2 fraction 5 sixths. So that's completely wrong. I'm gonna skip the number 8 and kind of show you kind of what we can do when we submit the answer. Alright, so the equation for this is 13 more than a number is 15. Remember, the more than, you always switch it. The number is W, so I have W plus 13 is 15. And the number that we're going to use is positive 2. We'll do one more question. Okay, so I'm trying to write an equation for this. 6 times the number decreased by 9. So 6 times n. I'm going to put plus just to see what happens. And equals 9. Okay, in this case right here, the number, let's just say it is 4. Okay, so let's say I'm done. I've done all the problems. I'm ready to submit my assignment. I submit. It says, are you sure this is incomplete? Yes, right now. And right here, this is a key screen. So if you have time right now to go back and look at your quiz and see what you did wrong, right here you'll notice it says view the detailed report for this assignment. So I click on that. And what it does is it actually brings up your quiz. You'll notice here it tells you that of the questions you answered, I got 1, 2, and 8 correct. 3, 4, and 10 I did not get correct, and the ones that don't have color I didn't attempt. So let's take a look at number 3. Click on it, and what happens here you'll see is that it goes through and it doesn't show me how to do the answer. It shows me what my answer is, and it shows me what the correct answer is. It doesn't show me how to do the question. So right over here on the side where it says view the explanation, and this works the same way for a homework assignment, and I'll show you that in just a minute, okay? So I click on view the explanation, and what you'll see here is this is using the exact same equation, the exact same numbers that we started with on your problem from your quiz, and they show you step by step what they would do using the correct numbers to get to the 1/4. Okay, so you could look at that, you could rework it, think about it, and then when you're ready, if you wanted to practice another one of those questions before we had to retake the quiz, because this is your first attempt, you could hit practice right here, and you could go through. Now the only disadvantage here is you'll notice you're missing one of the great buttons, the guided practice button. Okay, so however, to beat that, I could always go back to my home and do the suggested homework again because you have an unlimited attempt at those. Okay, let's see that one more time. So let's go to number 10. So I got it wrong. And let's take a look. Alright, so we had the 6 in, and then we had the 9s, but we forgot that decrease is not addition, it's subtraction. Alright, well let's just see. Let's view an explanation. So in the explanation, basically they start through and they're laying out some foundation, some vocabulary, some building pieces for you. that they walk you through that, how they build it: 6 times, decreased by, equals, and so forth. They show you how they set it up, and they show you the solution. So now, if you wanted to, you could go and practice another, something very similar to prepare yourself for the test. Alright, so I'm going to go back to a homework assignment real quickly and show you how that works also, and then we'll wrap up this video. But, I'm sorry. Let's say that you took this quiz tonight, and tomorrow morning you come back and you want to study before you take the quiz again. So if we go to our gradebook, and this works the same way for homework assignments. The quiz that I just attempted was quiz right there, quiz T1A. So I go ahead and click on details, view report, and you'll see that I'm going to get a screen that looks very similar to the screen that I just had. And we'll kind of take a look. But this is the exact quiz that you took previously. Excuse me. Alright, so we have a few incorrect answers here. So we'll go to number. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Sorry about that. I did 1B. There it is. So details, report. Alright, there we go. So now here was number 3 we already looked at one time. So you kind of see the same idea. It pulls up the question, it shows you the problem, what your answer was and what the correct answer was. If you want to, you can view the explanation just like I showed you previously. The explanation shows up showing you step by step what to do with that particular problem. Alright. So now one other thing. Let's say that I had a suggested homework assignment. Well, let's just go back to this guy right here. Okay, so rectangles. And we'll view that report. I can do exactly the same thing. When I look across here, you can see I got number 2 wrong. Okay, so I click on number 2, and over on the right hand side, you can see right there I have view and explanation. So I can click on that view and explanation. And at this point, it shows you the original problem, and it shows you the solution. Shows you what it should look like. Okay? Not as thorough in the steps as the previous, but you kind of have to look and see at the values, find the values down here, and so forth. So pretty, pretty good, but at the same time not as good as some of the other pieces there. But that, one more time, was when I clicked on the view explanation. If you want to try another one, you click on practice, and you have the same type of question but with different numbers so that you can practice and play around with just how the arrows need to line up and so forth. Alright, so that once again is a review of some techniques to use for your quizzes. Okay, and let me know if you have any questions.